Final Destination 2 is completely different from Final Destination 1. That movie made you scared of planes. This one will make you scared of traffic and logs. There had to be a sequel to Final Destination because there's plenty of directors' last names that they didn't use for characters in the first, like how Alex Browning was named after Todd Browning. In this, we have characters named Kimberly Corman after Roger Corman, or perhaps his brother Gene Corman, producer of If You Could See What I Hear. There's Evan Lewis, who I hope is named after Herschel Gordon Lewis, and Tim Carpenter after John Carpenter, played by an actor whose own real name is a reference. Also, the first was a big hit, so of course New Line wanted a sequel. However, with it being released 3 years after the first, many of the original creators were unavailable, like co-writer Glenn Morgan and director James Wong, so the second still has a story credit from Jeffrey Reddick, and Shirley Walker returned as composer, while the script credits went to J. Mackie Gruber and Eric Brest, the writers and directors of The Butterfly Effect, and directing duties went to director and stuntman David R. Ellis, later of Snakes on a Plane and Shark Night 3D, which this film's cinematographer also shot Shark Night 3D. They're gonna give us a memorable sequel because all these years later, we still get nervous driving behind log trucks and giving this reaction. If you're walking into this cold, it'll give you a wrap-up of the first.
Tomorrow marks the 1-year anniversary since Valet Air Flight 180 exploded and crashed shortly after takeoff.
Remember 180. It'll be the mile marker for the accident in this one. Death's favorite number for some reason. He also likes going after characters who are artists. The art is much darker here than Clear's art. This character blames Pinocchio on the crash of Flight 180. The new characters also have friends, like the kindly spider who turns off the TV when she falls asleep watching exposition news.
So when Alex Browning got off that plane and took the other survivors with him, he basically screwed up Death's plan.
How do you know this?
It forced people to question these so-called everyday coincidences. What if they were something more?
Come on, who doesn't know someone who died from a computer exploding and a knife falling in your chest? We've heard enough from you, now to bring in our next expert to talk about people who were killed who get up and kill. Our hero this time is Kimberly. Let me just look at the filmography and see, yep, she's got a 911 appearance. The deaths will be crazy here. Don't make Dad more nervous than he is.
Can we go get the guys? I'm getting horny.
What kind of road trip is this, young lady? A road trip of stereotypes from every 2000 sex comedy is what it is, with some omens along the way. Just give her one of your 2 turtle doves and she'll be on her way. They're heading to their vacation in Daytona, and they had to go this way. That way they can drive by a bus from the school from the first. And if that's not enough of a reference...
A candlelight vigil to mark the 1-year anniversary of the crash of Flight 180.
Isn't there anything else going on in the news? Aren't we in Iraq by now or something? While the first really captured the fear of flying perfectly, with the overall sense of impending doom only felt by the main character, this scene gradually gets intense. At first, it more so captures the fear of wandering into a zany road comedy, but the more it goes, like with the loud shots of the wheels, and the emphasis on the wet road and the merging, it's like it has the intensity of Vanishing Point, but technically driving normally. It gets silly with foreshadowing, like, okay, did Tony Todd send you? You could ask, ooh, what's it gonna be that does it? But we know it's the logs. Damn, Twin Peaks got crazier this season. They actually did try using real logs, but they didn't move as over the top as they wanted, so CGI logs were used, while the car crashes are all totally real. Hopefully without the people inside of them, but with some 70s and 80s style explosions. Oh man, that empty truck was filled with invisible explosives.
Guys, we've played Grand Theft Auto. What do? We wait for the fire department to put out the corpse, then we shoot the ambulance's tires.
It's all a vision, of course. Not really sure why Death gives them a glimpse of things to come. Death is stupid. He's just creating more work for himself. I saw a vision, you guys. We need to get cup holders. That coffee looked really hot. If she finds something more on the nose, it'll really be a sign.
Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell.
Yep, Highway to Hell playing. That's a sign. And this.
Shit, 5-0's coming. Let's fucking roll, man. What? You know how much fucking weed I have on me?
Dano is the Billy of the movie, so another indication they're slasher movie characters. And Sarah Carter here has been in horror movies too. She was in Nosferatu and Pearl. Different Nosferatu and Pearl. The cops play into the main story more in this one, with Officer, alright, nothing to see here.
What's going on here?
Learn to hold your coffee in the car, officer. This still isn't enough character types, though. Who's the douchey character gonna be? Colby from I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer? You son of a bitch! Come on in here! Get a front row seat to the action!
Oh my god.
Log from Blammo.
Product placement ruins every sequel. And since it is a sequel, Death's gonna be even quicker here. Death didn't like new Billy as much as old Billy. On the case this time, what's his name? Officer Ford Coppola or something? He'll be of no help because Kimberly's the one with the visions.
Look, I know this sounds crazy, but you guys all heard about Flight 180, right?
Yes, we know. It's all the news has been talking about today. Can we have someone explain it again, but in a cooler voice?
Everything seems cool, but then all the survivors start to die one by one.
Even if I hadn't seen the first, by God, I get the point. These are our collection of characters. There's lottery winner Evan, voice actor Terrence T.C. Carson, the mom saddened that her son didn't make it to the OC audition, stoner guy, and Canadian Michelle Dockery. And did I mention this guy's voice?
Until they were all dead.
He's having to step it up, considering he's sharing a movie with Tony Todd. It hasn't forgotten the other returning character either.
There was one survivor. Clear Rivers is in a padded room at the Stony Brook Institution.
I'm still not sold on the name Clear Rivers. It sounds like they accidentally named a character after a 70s porn star. I do like that since in this one, the group of survivors are all strangers, it's like they each had their own movies going on when they merged into a horror film, like Evan, who survived the crash, but isn't letting that get in the way of his spending spree after he won the lottery. That's right, I got top shelf old Chinese now, and I can cook all sexy like too. No more store brand cornflakes for me. I guess Death was really upset that Colby wasn't taken out much sooner. This dude seems like he would have gotten himself killed with his own tomfoolery, regardless of Death giving him a nudge. I'm kind of bummed he's out of this so soon, since I like David Petkow a lot better in this than in the third I Know What You Did Last Summer. The writers were having more fun with his character's douchey persona here, and I like his delivery.
Jesus Christ!
Well, he may have been lucky enough to survive that explosion, but not lucky enough to avoid death by ladder and leftovers. If you're wondering what happened to poor Alex since Devon Sawa didn't return for it, they explain his heroic death by, what? A freaking brick fell on his head? What, was Death taking an easy day or something? They really are fans of Home Alone 2 in this one. And I guess the deleted romance subplot is partly canon here, since they call Clear his girlfriend, or they hooked up after the Paris trip. Let's take a break. Now we get to see all the news footage describing the events of this one. They'll be talking about that for the next year.
They call him the Fiddler. His targets, women, alone. He's the death car on the freeway. with Peter Graves, Dinah Shore, and Abe Vigoda in an explosive story of women in jeopardy.
The freeway fiddler has killed 9 women and will surely kill again.
Death Car on the Freeway.
We're back. What would Stephen King do? Mom, I need an inhaler to spray battery acid in Death's face. Why do these characters want to scare themselves more than they already are? What is that doing in her room? Like the doll the teacher had in the first. Do they all use the same decorator? There's only one person who can help them now. No, not Tony Todd. He's not in it yet. Find the insane asylum that's the most gothic looking. That'll give the answers. Here, Clear is being held in the same sanitarium they used in Halloween Resurrection. Great, so she's gonna die. Clear is voluntarily in here for safety, which, like Alex holding up in Danger Cabin, it's like, well shit, just let death take you. A padded room looks really boring, and do we really need someone else describing events from the first?
The survivors of Flight 180 died in the exact order they were originally meant to die in the plane crash.
I know, death is strict about seating. I know this! This is different though. In her premonition, they died last, but then her friends died first after the accident. So this time, they're dying in reverse order, cause, I don't know, sequel, whatever. And she can't have a baby with Alex, like in the alternate ending, since the brick thing.
And this is what happened to Alex when I was responsible for him.
Who gave you that picture? What kind of place is this? And can we get a TV in here that has Varsity Blues? Why do I need a security camera feed in here? Officer Thomas is starting to believe her. The clues are all there.
Did you see that?
See what?
Pigeons.
Pigeons?
That's right. Death by acidy pigeon shit. It was a mistake for Tim to go to the dentist that has death signs in the fish tank, and who also accepts pigeons. Oh, was fear of car accidents not enough for you? How about fear of the dentist? Why are you doing this in front of an open window when you have a very jumpy dentist? But like how the opening makes you nervous from just the normal driving, this film's a trip to the dentist like it's already Marathon Man. We learn more about death here. It also controls birds now. This dentist trip is not worth the half-off coupon. Why do you even have that dangling over the chair? And that's not even the death scene.
Hey, whoa!
At least he died with 0 cavities. Smashed like a pancake from falling glass was enough for Clear to check herself out.
Second one just died. 15-year-old kid.
Sorry, had to go clothes shopping and stop by the hair salon first. I mean, they gotta look their best when going to Mr. Bloodworth's lair? Why does he have a lair? Seriously, if he isn't the physical embodiment of death, why is he working in a haunted house? Why is there a doorway to hell in there? Why is he trying to resurrect Freddy Krueger? Why does he talk like this?
Hello, Claire.
Hello, totally legit crematorium. What's the answers this time?
You can't cheat death. There are no escapes.
Bullshit.
Okay, well, guess that got me. Maybe he used Evan's lottery winnings to add more hellish features to his office, and to learn more research.
Only new life can defeat death.
What the hell does that mean?
Look up the alternate ending to part 1, then you'll understand. Although I like the last part of the scene.
How do you know my name?
I also watch the news. That was the end of that scene. They've got tickets for a real outdoor escape room to get to. Guys, can we talk about the pregnant lady who survived the accident later?
Wait, remember the on-ramp? There was a pregnant woman in a white delivery van.
He said only new life can defeat death.
Perfect. Now let's get the hell out of here before we're fried. We can't be late for the meeting of the survivors, which may turn into an intervention for Rory here. Tim's mom cares deeply about Rory's drug habit. It's nice of her to join, considering they're still scooping up her son with a spatula. I'm surprised no one believes Kimberly, considering the signs aren't subtle in this one. Oh, that happened happens anytime I walk into a Bennigan's. They'll baby-proof this place, but good. There, now I won't trip while holding onto a fork.
And forget about going in the closet. Oh man, abort! It was a mistake to go into Uncle Buck's closet!
Also a mistake to get in this elevator. Who is this? What? Why? Why is the creepy tooth fairy killer in the elevator with them? Death is really counting on the fact that she wouldn't just stand still and let someone take the hook out of her hair and not flailing around and getting your head caught in the door. Let's take a break. It's gonna take a while to get back up to the second floor, or at least her head will make it up there first.
Deep inside this vertical city, a machine has come to life, but the lift has made itself smarter, stronger, and deadlier. For God's sake, take the stairs.
We're back, people.
Where's Nora?
I think Eugene believes them now. Plus, Death ain't gonna let him get off that easy. He spent far too much on the effects budget.
They're all duds. 6 in a row? Never. That's impossible.
You've obviously never played with a Sega Menacer. They do have a plan to keep pregnant Isabella safe. Put her behind bars.
Oh my god.
What? What now?
My water just broke.
And the baby's out, and it's dynamite! Kidding, that'd be way too far-fetched, or maybe not. Here they talk about all the connections they have to the first movie. Eugene was a teacher who replaced Mrs. Luton, Thomas was a cop on site at the train station, and Kat was on the bus that, you know.
I don't know, I never made it. The bus I was on splattered some girl all over the road.
I know, I can still hear the shock from the theater audience to this day. I guess the point is that the events of Flight 180 caused a chain reaction to which they each survived other instances of death, so the car pileup was supposed to rectify that.
If you had never gotten off the plane, we wouldn't be alive in the first place.
It's tying up all the loose ends.
Can Death get a frickin' hobby?
Nope, car accidents, logs, pipes. That's his new hobby now.
They lived, but Death is gonna kill their bank accounts by canceling their car insurance. They should have seen this coming.
Officer Adams reporting a vehicle collision off 9A at the 180-mile marker.
So just avoid anything related to the number 180 and you'll be fine.
See, the news is here to get even more material than they already have. I'm sure nothing will come of that. This movie's got a lot of problems, but there's still scenes that get a fun reaction, close to the bus scene from the first. Did you think it was gonna stop at airbag death? Nope, it's the Resident Evil movie now. And maybe let someone else drive who isn't gonna drive you off the road due to her flashbacks to her favorite ER episodes. Death hasn't stopped for cigars yet to celebrate the birth of Isabella's baby, so putting Eugene out of his misery will do. That gives them time to keep the doctor from accidentally killing Isabella.
Dr. Clarkian! Not now, I'm busy. Oh, hey! Hey!
Police business.
That baby's going to jail. This is a pretty funny scene, too, when they celebrate the birth of the baby.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Who the hell are they?
Oh right, she is completely unaware that Death's been chasing them the whole time. There's still 12 minutes left, so I'm guessing that's not the end. Yeah, it's going into Vision Cam, where Isabella didn't originally die in the visions in the first place, so she's not on the list. Oh, they're still dead.
Eugene.
And Allie Larder isn't on the list for Final Destination 3. So the way to defeat Death here is to make her premonition come true, but then have the doctor revive her after. I'll buy it. This movie's all kinds of okay. So many of these movies are the same that it's really the little things that make one better than the other, although this one does serve as a direct continuation, instead of being standalones like a lot of the sequels. But to compare it to the first, I like the ending a bit better in this one. This also doesn't do the stupid thing of having people pissed at the lead for saving their lives. They're just kind of skeptical is all.
but the first is far, far more suspenseful, and the chemistry of the leads was better, whereas here, honestly, the characters are a little boring. But if you're here for the deaths, which I'm sure you are, then yeah, it delivers there. Not that the ending of this is perfect, but I do like that they really did cheat death, unless you count a deleted part in the third that says they later died. However, one character is still screwed. Remember that kid whose life was saved in the field earlier?
Well, Brian was almost hit by that news van that day in the field, and your friend Rory, he pulled him back at the last second.
So if the survivor of any tragedy saves you, brace yourself because you'll still brutally die anyway. And like the first, if they didn't piece that info together, would he still have died seconds later? This is still a funny ending, though. While it didn't make quite as much money as the first, it was still a worldwide hit that made over 3 times its budget, and has a devoted fan base, if anything, for the crazy opening sequence alone. That means that in 3 more years, it'll be time for Final Destination: The Ride.
No! The drives are broken! Don't push the button!
You're dead!
Final Destination 3.
Meet you at the end.
Rated R.